So for the last few years, every Sunday night, I've been sharing yin classes with my beautiful students. If you're joining me now, guys, welcome, and I'm sorry we can't meet in person. But the bonus is you can do yin anytime you want, and you can literally wear anything you want. And I am welcoming everyone else to this yin class, if I have not met you before. So yin is very different if you haven't practiced yin before. This is not a flow yoga. We're not going to activate through the muscles. Yin is the feminine, the slow. We hold poses for 3 to 5 to 10 minutes. We are working through the fascia, that which joins everything, where our chi flows through. And we are mobilizing through our joints so we can hydrate our joints, also so we can get rid of any issues in our tissues. So while it may look easier, yin is not easier. The idea that yoga is not uncomfortable is false. Sometimes you'll still feel discomfort, and sometimes, especially in yin, I find you may have emotions arise to the surface. Now, in yoga and traditional Chinese medicine, emotions aren't bad. There are not good emotions and bad emotions. What we don't want is them to become stagnant or stuck or overreactive. So if you feel something rising through this practice, I encourage you to not follow the story around it, just to allow space for it to come to the surface. Breathe and then allow it to pass, which it will, because everything passes, including this stage in life that we're going through now. So what you will need is some probably warmer clothes than normal for yoga. So often we can get cold as our energy goes inwards for yin. So maybe have a jumper close by, maybe have a shawl or a blanket. A bolster, if you have one, is great. If you don't have a bolster, grab a bunch of cushions. If you have a block is great, and that's all you'll need. Again, feeling discomfort and pain is different. So if you have injuries, please be mindful. If you feel sharp, shooting hot sensation, we move out of that. Discomfort, I encourage you to breathe through it. Turning the lights down low, finding a quiet space, phone out of the room. I have mine here because I'm holding you for poses for quite a while, and I don't want to hold you there for 15 minutes without realizing, so please excuse that. So I would love for you to first start, we're coming into a toe squat. So grab a bolster first or a pillow and just place it along, lengthwise along the back of your mat. And then we're going to come up onto our toes. So coming onto our toes, and you can bring your knees forward. It'll look like this from the side. And we're just gonna breathe there. Hands can come onto your thighs, and eyes become soft. And we're just going to start here today, just for a minute, because today's class is going to be a kidney class. So kidneys are the meridian that Chinese believe are associated with fear. So keep breathing. So fear brings us out of our center. Fear doesn't help us make conscious choices. So rather than responding, we will react when we are in fear. So allow this practice to move through the kidney meridian. We're going to allow releasing any fear. It's not serving us. Allow any of that sensation to arise and pass. Just a few more breaths here. And from there, just releasing that. And I want you to come into a child's pose. So come on your mat and just fold yourself forward. Forehead to the floor. Forehead down, hands long. So I won't do the poses with you today, for I don't want to go into my own practice. I want to guide you. So I want you to stay in child's pose and breathing here for 1 more minute. And we scan through the body. Are we feeling any tension? Can we release it? Can we soften through the belly? And can you allow this child's pose to really be an embodied prayer of releasing and letting go of fear? Let go of what is not yours. Surrender what you cannot control. Give it up. Taking a big breath in, filling up, and taking an open mouth exhale. We're just going to come up, got your bolster behind you, and we're just going to come straight into reclined butterfly. Try there. So bringing the soles of your feet together, and we're just relaxing yourself down over the bolster. We're going to have the bolster nice and close up with you. You're going to get Mimi, my dog, probably joining us for the practice. And we're just going to lie ourselves down. The hands, I want the forearms facing up. They can be wide, they can be up or down by your side. And allowing the legs to let go. Feeling the knees become heavy. So we just check through the body, giving the permission to your inner thighs to soften. Checking that the belly, any knots, you release and let go. And feeling up along through the belly, into the heart space. And staying there for 3 more minutes. Traditional Chinese medicine believe that our kidneys are what also house our Jing, our essence qi. And that is the energy we use for feeling lively, energetic. It is also what we deplete when we are running on empty, when we are not nourished. And especially when we push through, when the body is giving us signals to soften, to slow down. At the moment, we have a collective sense of fear with this great unknown. So you may not even be fearful yourself, but be picking up on a sense of others around you, especially within a city, especially with people going through challenging times. So I just want you to breathe and accept it, that this may be the reality. We don't fight it. And then I want with every exhale for you just to let it go a little deeper, to let it go. Allow this next 50 minutes to be a space where you do not run off with these stories of what may happen, of the unknown, but where you come back to sensation of the body. Can you soften through your jaw? Can you soften behind your eyes? If they're not closed, perhaps closing down the eyes, if that feels okay for you. And softening the attachment to your stories. And you breathe here for 1 minute more. And if you haven't been to my yin classes, as the class goes on, I will speak less. For I really want the guide of this practice to be your inner cosmic environment. For you to connect to this place, to become intimate. Breathing here, allowing a deeper letting go for the final few breaths. And from there, we're just going to draw the knees together. And either you activate to come up or just roll to one side. And we're just going to place the bolster or cushions over to one side. And you're going to come to lie down flat. So hands are going to face palms up. And through between most postures in Yin, we come into this position to allow the chi, the life force, the energy to rebound. Chi, that which divine energy, prana, is all-knowing. So when you hold these long postures and you change the pathway, and then you allow this rebound, the chi is going to find new pathways. There's going to be unblockages. Where you're stagnant, perhaps chi is going to flow there. I just want you to stay with the sensation you may identify as energy, tingles. Sometimes the body even shakes. Sometimes you need to let out sound. But I encourage you to find a stillness. From there, I want you just to slowly roll over to one side and draw yourself up. I'm going to move into caterpillar. So we use different names in Yin to other yoga because we are not trying to identify with Paschimottanasana. Caterpillar is legs long, a forward bend, a folding forward. So if you have a bolster, you can have it up over here, a pillow, a block, you can have a few. I'm going to give you some examples. You can have it underneath your knees. The feet can be hip distance apart. If you're particularly tight, you may prefer it underneath your sit bones. What we want is to feel it over the back body. And we're going to fold ourselves forward. We're going to take a nice long hold here for 5 minutes. So take the time to set yourself up so you are comfortable. I want you to feel that your toes are soft. I want you to feel the energy traveling along the backs of your legs. Feeling through the belly relaxes, and we release any tightness. And really feel the belly as it becomes heavy. Perhaps it's resting on a bolster. Perhaps it's folding onto your thighs. And feeling the lower back let go and lengthen. And we stay present to whatever arises on our mat. And we stay within the body. And if the mind keeps talking, we bring it back to breath and the attention back to body, to sensation. You've been feeling like you've had a tight back recently or a dead giveaway as the dark circles under the eyes, this can be an indicator that your chi energy is a little bit depleted. Perhaps this is a body signal of asking you to please slow down. We've been given this opportunity right now to retreat in, to take stock of the things that we really truly care about. Sometimes even that means when things are taken away from us, we recognize how valuable they are to us. Or on the flip side, how they are taking us away from that which we really care about. But what will not serve our kidney chi is if we have this opportunity to surrender and to soften and to come in, yet we continue to go at the same pace as we did before. So I just want you to exhale out. If you're holding on to trying to continue the same pace as before. For when we hold on to the past, we are no longer in the present. You have just one more minute here. Exhale deeper. And slowly uncurling. If you need to take any side to sides with your knee, windscreen wipers, take any movement you need. But then we come to lie down flat again to take this rebound. We soften everything. And this is where the magic happens. It's important to know that fear also lowers your immunity. And that when there are real threats and there's short bursts of fear, it can save our lives. When we have extended periods of being in this fearful state, it will affect all systems of the body. So right now, in this mat, you are safe. And I just want you to breathe into that, breathing in a sense of safety throughout your whole body. Exhaling out any anxiety about the future, which you were never able to control anyway. From here, we're going to move into stirrups. So it's like a happy baby shape. So we're drawing the knees into the chest. Let's just take a hug here. The hands around the knees. And from there, we're then going to take our fingers either around our big toes or the outer edges of our feet. Now, some people prefer the feet to be in, some people like them wider, some people like the hips down low. This is not an aesthetic class, this is a functional class. I want you to feel into your body. We're liking a nice opening and sensation through the inner thighs, maybe down the lower back. That's where the kidney meridian runs. So perhaps for the 4 minutes we hold here, for this first half, can you take the attention along the inside of your legs? Keeping your attention on the inside of the legs through the kidney meridian, where we put our attention, energy flows. If strong sensations, whether physical or emotional, come up, can you breathe through them? Staying there, halfway through. Checking that the belly is soft. Feeling the stability of that which is on the ground beneath you. The jaw, there's no tightness, it's where we store a lot of our tension. If you're feeling that it's tight, can you just open and close it? Feel the mouth is soft. If you're holding your breath, allowing it to flow. And behind the eyes is heavy. And perhaps if the mind is still wandering, you can turn the closed eyes up and in to the third eye space. And we breathe here for 1 more minute. Taking your final 3 breaths here, making each exhale a surrender of any fear, a surrender of any tension, and a letting go of that which you cannot control. Slowly drawing the legs together and allowing the feet to rest on the floor. Some of you might need to hug the knees into the chest to massage the lower back. Some of you may need to swipe your knees from side to side. Do whatever you need to and then come to lie flat in that rebound space. We allow the chi to flow through the body, allow the magic to happen. It's like a recalibration. And your body is a dynamic battery made up of energy. And the cells are constantly producing electricity. When we are in a space of fear, we can burn that quicker and run out and deplete ourselves. It also means it stops us coming into this space, into our heart space. It stops us being able to feel compassion and joy and contentment. So I just want you to breathe here as you're lying down here for one more minute and just allow the attention to wander to something that does bring you joy, the simple things that are not taken away from you, that are right available to you in your life this week, today. I just want you to perhaps even turn the corners up of your mouth, breathing into the heart space as you breathe here. This is why when we connect to our animals, our companion animals, or young children, we get taken out of that sense of doom, and we are able to connect with that buoyant joy. From now, I want you to just reach around and grab a pillow if you need, or your bolster. Maybe you won't need it. We're coming into a twist. So there's a few options you can do. You can have your knees up and hook your left over your right and just allow it to come down to the ground. You can keep your right leg long, left leg bent. You can bring it to a bolster, or you can allow it to hang in the air or have it all the way across. And I really don't care what it looks like. I want you to feel into your body. I want the neck to have no tension in it. And if you can, we close down the eyes. We stay mindful on the mat, in our body. And we're going to breathe here for 2 minutes. If you notice your hands fidgeting, you're scratching yourself, or you want to take yourself out of the posture, perhaps considering finding stillness if it's comfortable for you. Feel the top leg becoming heavy. Let go of any tension in the shoulders that you may be holding. And simmer and enjoy that sensation of compression, of twisting through the torso. For just like nature, there will be periods when we contract and come in, we become quiet and soft and reflective. And after that will come a time of opening and replenishment, of action and doing. But within nature, we do not have a constant flow of doing and action. And we are not separate from nature. Can we take this time as our yin, as our night to our day? to our quiet reflection, to then our productivity. Knowing one is not more important than the other. And perhaps this is Mother Nature's correction of us thinking we are separate to her. Where can you surrender a little more? Take a long exhale here. And then come back to center. Nice and long. If you need to, feel the hips center. We're just going to take our hands up nice and long above our head, pointing through the toes, reaching and breathing into every cell of the body, alive, appreciating gratitude for every single experience, every single part of you. And then exhale it out, hands by your side. Heavy. And we're going to take the other side. So if you have a bolster and you need to take it to the other side, please do so. And if you had your leg hooked over, you can hook it over. Otherwise, the leg can be long. And we roll ourselves over. Coming into a twist for 2 minutes here on the other side. The hands can lay wherever you feel. Have this nice opening, feeling the sensation through the torso, allowing the top leg to be heavy, the belly to be soft, releasing through the shoulders, the fingers, jaw. Can you allow this practice to be exactly that? A practice of presence and consciousness. And we know that neural pathways become stronger. The more we practice something, the more our thought process is strengthened, the stronger that will become. So if you place your focus on the present here now, you are going to find it easier to keep presence when you leave the mat. If you keep reading the news constantly and focusing on that which you cannot control, sad, horrible things that always are happening around the world, the more you are going to think this is your reality. Can we bring our focus back to that which we can control? Taking a big exhale out and then rolling back to center. Again, taking any movements you need to, but then lying yourself flat down for this rebound for 2 minutes. The more I'm quiet, the more I encourage you to come deeper within yourself. Allow sensation to be your guide. We're going to roll over to one side and slowly make your way up. So if you have a blanket or a shawl near you, just bring it out, getting ourselves set up for one of our postures coming up. We're just going to take it across the mat for a frog pose, which we will come into. So I just want you to lie first down into Sphinx. So we're coming down onto our belly. Forearms on the floor. Elbows under shoulders, approximately, for all our bodies are different. And the head can be long or it can be heavy. And we're just holding this for 1 minute here. And I want you to feel through the belly. And slowly resting your head cheek to the floor, hands down by your side. And feel everything heavy against the floor. If you need to shuffle around, really let go, please do. Can you feel your belly rise and fall? From here, we're just going to lift ourselves up. We're coming into frog now. So we have our blanket or a shawl nice and set up. Just bringing the bolster or pillows in front of you. And we bring the knees out wide. So I like to make sure that my knees have some padding, but also knowing that we're going to hold this for 5 minutes. So if you have any injuries on your knees and this is too much, taking a wide leg child's pose would be better for you. Or I'll give you another option in one moment. Otherwise, having them so they can spread out, because as the muscles let go, our legs come out wider. We bring the bolster down nice and deep. And the legs, the feet can be parallel with the knees. Some people like it in more. Again, God made us different. We are all different, funny enough. So honor that. Then we come down. We rest our cheek to the bolster. And I'll tell you when you're halfway through so we can turn the cheek to the other way. So we're here for 5 minutes. I want you to allow the inner thighs to soften. Give them permission to open. And perhaps even take your attention through this kidney meridian. No stories attached. Just staying present. Can you feel the lower belly, perhaps against the bolster? Can you feel it rise and fall as you breathe? Can you feel your whole body exhaling a layer deeper as you drop down and in? Staying present for the next 4 minutes. If it was too much for your knees and there's any pain in them, we come out. Otherwise, we stay and we breathe through. Perhaps we turn the cheek to the other way. If there's pain in your knees, simply take your legs out wide and we fold forward. Dragonfly. Otherwise, staying with frog. If you'd like to, before you drop down into that second half, you can take the bolster out a little deeper. Sink a little lower. Allow the legs to open a little more. And we breathe here for another 2.5 minutes. Almost there. Staying present, staying with your breath, staying with sensation as you exhale out anything that's coming up. From there, we're going to slowly engage the body. Draw yourself up, take the bolster out of the way, and it's up to you whether you lie down flat on your belly or you come to lie down on your back. But set yourself up and take the space to allow that rebound to happen. Taking a big breath into the belly and exhaling it out. Rolling over to one side, we're going to come up to take our last posture for the night, for the day, night or day. So coming over, I'm going to take saddles. So we're going to take our bolsters. For some people in my classes, they might have 4 bolsters up here. So if you are one of those people and you don't have bolsters at home or enough cushions, I'm going to show you something else. If you have pain in your knees, you can take a blanket or a scarf and just put it underneath here. Now the knees can come out wide, the feet can come out wide. It's really up to you, but we support ourselves as we come down. Once we are down here, our hands, palms face up. They can come wide or up. It's up to you where you'd like. It's nice and strong. Some of us need more opening. Some of you who are really open may not even need a bolster. Once you're in position, I want you to slowly exhale and soften everything. If this posture is not for you, let's take a supported bridge pose. Everyone else staying in where they are. If you know it's not for you, taking a block or a bolster underneath the sacrum. And supporting that, maybe legs go long. We're going to breathe here for another 3 minutes wherever you are. Sometimes big emotions can come as we come into this deep opening space. Again, we don't attach stories to them. Can you just breathe into the heart space? Can we stay open to all experiences of life? We do not get to fully experience love without also fully experiencing sorrow, sadness, and grief. Yet if we get stuck in that sorrow, sadness, and grief, we stop ourselves from again experiencing deep love. And love is the way out of fear. If you're feeling tightness or contraction around your lower back, know that this is okay, that we contract and then afterwards we flourish. Can you breathe here for another 2 minutes? Taking a final few breaths here.
To come out of this posture, perhaps you engage and draw yourself up, or maybe you swing your legs around, supporting yourself. And no matter what you do, you can take any movements you need before we come to lie down in our Shavasana, in our rest pentacle pose. Legs long, hands by our side. Allow for any last movements you need. Big exhale out. And just allow that whole practice to come to settle. And as you breathe in now, we're just going to consciously breathe in into that space of love. So we're going to inhale, consciously thinking of love. Even if you can't feel it, breathe it in. And exhale out any fear. 2 more times, breathing in love, feeling it fill up the whole body. Exhale out fear. Breathing in love. Exhaling out fear. We're going to breathe in peace. Exhale tension. Breathing in peace. Exhale tension. One more time, breathing in peace. Exhale out tension. Finally, breathing in a sense of trust. Exhale out control. Breathing in trust. Exhale control. One more time, breathing in trust. And exhale out control. We're going to take our hands and rub them together. Create some chi. Nice and strong, vibrant. And just place them down to the bottom of your rib cages. One more time, rubbing them together. Placing them over your eyes. Placing your hands over your heart space. And I'll leave you here saying namaste. You may lie down for as long as you need. As I finish all my classes, reminding you to drink lots of water tonight. If you're going to bed today, drink lots of water. Remember our choices that we can make that will support our kidney chi, that will support us and nourish us. To hydrate ourselves, to lay off the stimulants, to be careful of getting caught up on our thoughts, to eat lots of fresh vegetables, and to always come back to breath, to belly, to heart when we're feeling like we're getting caught up here. Namaste.